Hey everybody. Well, it's been a while since my last upload, probably about a month, but I have ridden a couple times since then, and I've really tried to like the NOSFET Apex. I went out, this is my last time that I went out recording. I was out with Richard and Brent, and we were riding around. I just really wanted to like put miles in the Apex and just figure it out. I figured maybe I just haven't ridden this wheel enough. But I mean, I've tried so many different ways of tuning the shocks, different suspension heights, different tires, yeah, because on the prototype I did put a Shinko 241 on there. I mean, I'm trying things, and I cannot get this wheel to perform any better than the Lynx. And so, like, I started off on an RS, then I went to suspension. I mean, I started an RS because that's what Shibby rode, and I'm like, if it's good enough for Shibby, it's gonna be good enough for me, right? You know, suspension wheels come out, S22 and Master. I prefer the S22 definitely, and like I said, I'm kind of trying to definitely not jump as big as Shibby, but I wanted to jump, so that's what got me into this. And so I love the way that the S22 felt. I rode the Master in a couple races. I didn't really like it that much. And then I moved on to the Lynx. The Lynx has been amazing, probably the best wheel for a long time. And I thought that my progression would go from the Lynx to the Apex. Thought the Apex would be the next great wheel. And I just can't like it more than the Lynx. I've tried so many things, and these two guys, Brent and Richard, they are shredders, and they are out there on the weekends with me all the time. Richard actually had the Lynx before me. Brent was on a Sherman S a long time ago. And so these guys, they know the Leaper chems very well. And I'm on a Leaper chem, and we are just always out there together just ripping. And so I let those guys try the NOSFET, and they feel a lot of the same things that I feel, you know, unprompted. I'm not like telling these guys what to say or anything, but we're just having this discussion. And so this discussion is just three guys that are always riding Lynxes, that have been able to do everything on a Lynx and love the way it felt, and just never felt like they're being held back by the wheel. And yeah, immediately they notice a lot of things that I noticed that make the wheel just not as enjoyable. So yeah, if I didn't mention it before, I recorded all of this on accident. We were just out there riding, and sometimes I forget to turn the GoPro off, and it was one of those things where I killed my entire GoPro battery, and at the end of it, like, it turned off and it started beeping, and I was like, oh no, I was recording all that? Because we were kind of like, this is like totally unfiltered. I swear probably way too much, and I kind of show how I feel about this wheel. And nothing personal to anybody that likes the wheel. If you enjoy the wheel, that's fine. I'm not saying that like anyone that likes this wheel is bad, or that it's a bad wheel. I'm just trying to explain that there's a progression through time. We're not just going to ride the same wheel forever. I don't feel like the Apex is the next step from the Lynx. That's just it. Brent's been my guinea pig. Right, but like, go fuck around. You can bottom it out off of like anything.
No, I don't feel very comfortable on it.
No, it feels terrible, right?
Is that about the same height of what the Lynx is?
Yeah, I put it down into the 5th out of 7th position, so that it's basically the same travel, same pedal height as the Lynx, and it still feels terrible. Yeah, it bottoms out the same in like any suspension height. It just kind of has, yeah, it's like the, like all you're doing is like subtracting what you could have.
Thank you, Fistance.
Yeah, for real, dude. The Lynx is so good. But yeah, it's like when you're in that 7th position, you have more travel, but it's such a weak piece of travel that you're never actually using it. Like the wheel won't even shoot itself out that far. It's like it's so progressive that it's only actually doing anything when it's in like the lower 50%, and then like the top 50% is like doing nothing.
I thought I heard a truck.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't hear that. I know that bird ain't making that noise.
I don't I can see it wiggling around too, like how I feel.
I feel like it like train tracks.
Yeah, it definitely train tracks.
And like kind of.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the tire. It's another thing I'm thinking of is maybe this wheel is narrower, and like having that wider stance on the Lynx is maybe more stable.
Okay.
Because at a couple points today, I felt like I was like, you know, just standing with my fucking feet together and just like
I feel
wiggling
like
around.
riding my 14S is like what it feels like.
Yeah, it's like twitchy.
It's weird.
I gotta get the
that,
other tire on it and try.
Suspension definitely is like horrible.
Yeah, I know.
It's like so like stiff and.
Do you want to fuck with it, Richard?
We were talking about where you're like, and your like eyes are vibrating.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't understand it.
You want to give it a shot? It feels really good in the air. That's, to me, that's kind of like the only time I like it is like when I'm going off a jump.
Yeah, when I was jumping it and I didn't have the Lynx, I liked it. But when I was at the jump park with the Lynx, I just kept going back to the Lynx.
Yeah.
I could not. I didn't like the way that this one went up the launches.
Okay.
Like you know how like with the Lynx you can kind of just give it a little jolt,
yeah.
and you get this like this
Torque.
amount of power that lasts for like a certain amount of time.
Fucking nimble as fuck. Maybe that's what it is.
Dude, like, that fucking, I can feel it right away, dude.
What are you feeling?
That fucking tire is so narrow that I don't have.
like
Well, it's supposed to be the same tire.
It looks like this is the same tire as that? My tire?
It's the only thing different about it is the rubber that it's made out of.
Really?
It's the same mold.
It feels narrower for some
I think the wheel is narrower. I think your feet are closer together.
Like I was having trouble turning around.
I know.
Like almost falling.
I know. When we do switchbacks and shit,
Uh-huh.
I have to like slow down and pay attention to everything I'm doing. I can't just rip a corner.
Yeah. It did. The best way I could describe it is it felt like riding my 14X.
I've had
That's
such a
so fucking ugly hard. Dude.
I know. I'm having such a hard time trying to get people.
Like that, dude. That just running through that is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right? Is your eyes jiggling? Like my eyes, I can't see because they're vibrating.
And granted, the air shock is a little bit better, but the air shock has its own fucking issues.
My tire is the same width as this tire?
Go, yeah, bring it over. It's if you look at it, you
My
visually,
tire's that low?
when you look at it with your eyes, you can't tell the difference. This is the same rim, same motor, same tire mold, just different rubber compound.
Yeah.
I am worn a little bit, but dude, that felt like so narrow, so round, just so stiff, and the shock was horrible.
I know.
That's what.
There's no give, no play,
Yeah.
no plush in it.
Nope.
There's no nice
Yeah.
the
I
give
know.
that you.
Once you get
of the
used to the
compression?
Lynx, like any other shock, kind of.
It feels like
that.
the rebound is just like.
The rebound's like in the mid right now. I slowed it down a bunch.
Fuck, dude, it feels like it's on full force Hulk Hogan right now.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
I think that's just because it's like fucking just, I don't know, it just feels so bottomed out all the time. You're never like in the top of the travel.
that's-
As soon as you step on this thing, dude, it goes fucking down so much.
Yeah.
And then like, look, this is like 15, maybe, yeah, that's like 15 millimeters.
Are these fast stand shocks in here?
No, those aren't shocks, they're just sliders. But like you can like tip the wheel back to you and pick it up just a little bit. Boom. Yeah. There. Now you're at the top of your travel, but it's like it'll just go down and just sits there.
It just sat there right now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm getting, it's annoying. Some people are like, oh, I don't know why Matt's fucking so hard on the Apex. It's their first wheel. I'm like, dude, it needs to be better.
People. Someone, a couple
That
other
just feels
Lynx
bad for
riders
me.
will get a
I know, it
chance
just
to
feels
ride
bad,
it.
right?
That's the very first time touching that wheel.
And it just doesn't feel good. There's nothing I've
My
I've tried to make it feel good.
S22 felt way better than that shit.
I know. This
Yeah,
just doesn't feel right.
I feel like
It felt
more
nice
and more
and
Lynx
springy,
riders will get a
had the
chance
same
to
shock
ride
in
it,
there.
and they'll probably say the same thing. They'll be like, "What the fuck is the hype about on this wheel?" You know?
Yep.
Like,
And I'm trying to make it as much as a Lynx as possible. So like the amount that sticks out of the Lynx, I can see like, you know, the hub right there, and then like that's your pedal.
Uh-huh.
And then yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I've done here. Like, you know, the hub's right there, and that's your pedal.
And it's not possible that you have bolts over tightened that's keeping
No.
the linkages from.
No, if anything, it's just because dust gets on the sliders, and then they don't want to slide as good no more.
That
To
wasn't
me,
a very
it
nice
just feels
experience.
like you're always at the bottom of the suspension.
It feels like you're
saying.
always at the bottom of the travel.
Yeah,
Yes.
you never, like,
Remember
get
what I
up.
said about if you're selling that thing? Don't ask me.
I'm not like that, dude. I wouldn't try to sell you junk.
Yeah, it feels like you don't have
I know somebody's
suspension. You know?
I know the suspension does not work right.
Feels like a RS or something would.
It's just
You're
it.
out here.
It makes me mad too, because they're like, oh well, we don't have the kind of stuff that you guys have to ride out here, and we don't have experienced riders. And it's like,
Just
well, that's a
looking
big
at-
fuck you to all the
Just
riders in
looking
China,
at
because they're
the-
good riders.
at the-
Kevin's
at
amazing.
The riders that went out there for the race, you could tell all other riders compared to their Chinese riders. It's just like their riding, their ability is just better.
Well, I think Kevin's really good.
There's a couple good Chinese dudes for sure.
Yeah, Kevin was really good. If they let him fucking test the wheel and like ride those trails that they had at the bike park that Roger and like Zach rode after the event, they have everything. That was dusty trails. It's just excuse. That's why this is the Nasvet excuse.
Why wouldn't you want a wheel that would like
Oh, that was
get
hor- that
better
was hard.
with the riders, you know, just to say like you guys are riding stuff that's harder than most people, so we don't need to worry about it, is like,
Yeah, but
That's
then when
the
you
most
get fucking
retarded
us that
thing
get on
ever.
them,
No, and then you just do not market it towards those riders.
yeah,
that's why all the way through the line until I got to here, all the hype about every wheel, I was like, okay, well, I already know my capability. Even from when I first started riding, my ability of being able to just take off and stop hard, I was fucking killing motherboards.
Yep.
I was fucking cutting out. I was fucking overcutting just everything, dude. It was horrible. So I never believed any of the hype. I get on somebody's wheel, had the new wheel at the time, get on it just like I did right now, and I immediately knew it wasn't for me.
Yep.
And I did that with every wheel along the line until I got to this one. And I got on it. Oh shit, that feels nice and strong. Started jumping with it. Felt really secure, but overall, the shocks in this thing is just unbelievable compared to any other wheel I've ever been on.
Yeah, to me it just feels like when I grew up with a trampoline, and so like in my mind, that's like the rhythm of bouncing, and to me that feels like jumping on a trampoline. The rhythm and the timing is all right.
yeah.
It's really hard to explain
And when
suspension, but
when I'm like out of control and having to brake hard and it's super choppy,
yeah,
this thing like takes care of itself, you
Yep.
know? You just have confidence that the wheel will be okay, and fucking
It's
does.
responsive enough that it's
Yeah.
in beat with everything you throw at it.
yeah. This thing, I'm drifting in corners all the time because I really don't think that I'm
Hitting
getting
that
as much
little
traction
rib
with the
section
ground.
right there, I felt like
I barely
it just went and stood there.
That- yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
We're all
like,
saying
oh,
that
now I
same
have to
thing.
become more of the shock for it, you know?
Yeah.
Kinda
Yes.
like I have to
You're
do
at
the
the
more fine
bottom
tuning
of the
of it.
shock the whole time.
It didn't feel good at all.
There's so many times where I want to like preload and jump up over something, but it's like the rebound is so slow.
Already
Yeah.
preloaded the whole time.
And it's like, to me, it's obvious. You can tell if the fucking shock can't make the fucking wheel just stand all the way up when there's
Yeah.
nobody standing on it, then how the
weight.
fuck do you expect it to have good rebound?
yeah.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go ride some
Maybe
shit.
Depending on it, I mean, you said it bottoms out no matter what height you put it at, so. Yeah, it's
Yep.
a shame. It's a shame.
It'll be people that ride street will like it because you don't need suspension,
Yeah, pretty much.
but that's about it.
If it can feel good though, because to me, it also just ergonomically is like not. When I'm trying to fucking turn and shit, it feels weird.
It
Maybe I gotta
does.
lower some more.
It felt
Feels weird as
nasty.
fuck. Yeah.
I almost fell.
Yeah.
Almost
It felt
fucking
very
ate shit.
stiff. It felt like I was on a very skinny tire.
I mean, maybe I just gotta go to even lower, so it's like I have 60 millimeters of
like
travel or something.
squished.
But then it's just getting ridiculous. It's like, why the fuck am I gonna ride this thing with
Make your tires soft.
60 millimeters of travel?
Your tires.